point of RNG is simple. I have a list of retro consoles and a giant library of games. I put the list of consoles into random.org, then have Launchbox randomly select from the list of games I have for that console. Once the game is randomly selected, we'll jump on into it and play it for your amusement. Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of RNG. This season, I will be expanding the amount of consoles to as many as I possibly can. What this means is, the pool for games this season will be even bigger. Today's randomly selected game is Star Fox for the Super Nintendo. Star Fox, or Starwing in Europe, is the first game in the Star Fox series of video games. It was released on February 21st, 1993 in Japan, March 26, 1993 in North America, and on June 3rd, 1993 in Europe. Developed by Argonaut Software and Nintendo EAD, it was the second three-dimensional Nintendo game on the Super Nintendo. It accomplished this by adding extra hardware into the cart. Dubbed the Super FX graphics chip, it allowed the game to have more complex display of three-dimensional models with polygons. This was new and uncommon in console video games, and as a result, Star Fox received much critical praise. Okay, Star Fox. So here's going to be something a little blasphemous that most of you probably never knew about me. I don't care about Star Fox on the SNES. Now, hear me out. I was born in 1990. I didn't start playing games. I mean, Super Nintendo and Genesis, I played. Genesis, we technically owned first. Which this I covered in one of my retrospectives for Nintendo, I believe, actually. My 125th birthday series for them. Technically, the Genesis was the first console that I owned as a kid. The Super Nintendo my father owned, but he didn't play it too much. He got the most use out of it playing Link to the Past when he had to have a surgery on his ankles, when they put screws in his ankles. So the Genesis was really my first console-ish with like the Sega channel and like the network thing and all that. But then I was a little young for it, so I wasn't like playing and remembering the games fully. I remember some of the games. I remember experiences. I remember sounds, and I remember like Boogerman and Toe Jam and Earl, right? Like I remember those and a couple of others like Echo the Dolphin. Because of like just iconic looks and sounds. But the N64 was my first real console. It came out in 97. Christmas, it was Christmas of 97, so I was 7. When it came out, I was 6. My birthday's in November 17th, 1990. So I was 7 when this came out. When the N64 came out, rather. Sorry, not this Star Fox, but I had 3 games for it. Super Mario 64 at launch, at least. I had Super Mario 64 at launch. When I got the console for Christmas, I had Super Mario 64, Star Fox 64, and Bomberman 64, which Bomberman 64, I've already played Star Fox 64. Bomberman 64 is a game that I actually want to play on this channel soon, actually, because it's a very nostalgic game for me. And Super Mario 64 is nostalgic for me, but I don't want to play it because I think it's kind of overplayed on YouTube specifically. But anyways, not the point. So I played the hell out of that game. I loved Star Fox 64. I played it over and 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 over. And I freaked out when the alien ship came down with I'm blanking on his name. But the middle path, the hard path. Had no clue it was a remake of this game. No clue. I had no idea. Okay, sorry. Controls. Just looking over the controls. But anyways, I had no clue. It's not exactly a remake. It is kind of a remake. they were going to make, Star Fox 2, and that got damn near finished, but didn't really come out. And it just, I never knew that, Star Fox 64 is more or less an extremely expanded game compared to this. So I never played this game. And then when I understand what it did technically, how impressive it was, and how good it looked in, what was it, 94 or 95? Good luck. I mean, even that is exactly remade. Good luck. I mean, so I have this game in and of itself, because it is very similar to 64, is also nostalgic for me, but only the comparisons and the similarities to 64. The game itself, however, I don't necessarily care for. Blah, 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 blah. Ba, ba, ba. I like the music in it, though. It's not... I don't know. I'm obviously playing on an emulator, so it's probably running a little bit more smoothly than it would if I was playing it on a Super Nintendo. Ow! And I actually think there's ways to do it now on emulators where you can make it play like totally smooth and not choppy. But I don't know. If I were to do an LP of it, I guess I would probably make it try to do that, because it's very wireframey and it's very taxing on a Super Nintendo. But just like this first level in and of itself, like, it's so reminiscent of the first level. It's Corneria. I mean, a much more rudimentary Corneria, granted, but it's goddamn Corneria. And I don't know the secrets in this game. I could probably figure them out based on knowing the secrets in 64, because, like I said, kind of similar games. But yeah, I recognize that this is a good game, and I recognize that this is 3D on the Super Nintendo. I fully recognize that, but I just... If you gave me Star Fox and Star Fox 64, I would rather play 64. I'd actually rather play 64 3D, which is, damn, that's just getting to be like a long-ass name. But it's, the remake on 3DS, the enhanced port remake. Yeah, I loved that they put N64 games on the 3DS. They were some of the first games I got. Oh my god, Majora's Mask on there is fantastic. But that's another video for another time. Croak. I think that's the first time. Ribbit and Croak. I don't even think he does Ribbit and Croak in 64. So yeah, I recognize the significance of... Damn it, the controls. I recognize the significance of this game. And I like Star Fox 64. 2 had a lot of interesting ideas that they never really got around to doing until Star Fox Command on the DS. That's a game that I also want to play. Not on this channel necessarily, but just play in general. I kind of liked Star Fox games on GameCube, the 2 on GameCube, even though most people don't. I just liked them as games. I was more forgiving as a kid, and then as I got a little older, I became less forgiving. And then, as I'm now getting, and I was less forgiving in like high school and early college. Not high school, yeah, late middle school, high school, and like early college. So like this is like 2009, 2010. Around that time, I was like, why am I being super critical of games? And now I'm still super critical of games. I'm doing this damn show. It's a critical show about games. But what I mean more specifically is critical in like a negative way. Oh, this game isn't like the one I played before it, so therefore I don't really. It's not a true sequel. Like when I was a kid, played Majora's Mask. Not exactly like it. Way darker. Still played the hell out of it. Like if I had Legend of Zelda 2, and I'm like, what the hell is this shit? What? As a kid, rather, I would have been, this is awesome. In high school, I'd been, what the hell is this shit? And maybe part of me always was kind of a little forgiving on games. You know, I just liked playing games. Get me out of this get me out of cockpit view. Cockpit view? I don't want to be in cockpit view. Get me out. Okay, select. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. I fluctuated with how I kind of treated games. And so that's why I say I recognize, you know, as a free-thinking adult who gives everything a way more fair shake than people on the internet do nowadays. You know, this game is not bad. It's just not what I grew up with. And that might be the big takeaway. I didn't grow up with the Super Nintendo. I love a lot of games on the Super Nintendo, and I love retro gaming, but I didn't necessarily grow up with it. So it's a little hard for me to be like, yep, this is Star Fox. No, Star Fox for me is Star Fox 64. And why are the lights flashing? Are we going to lose power, damn it? I'm in the middle of recording. Please don't go out on me while I'm trying to, not half-heartedly, trying to explain myself very unintelligently. I'm not doing a great job explaining it. But if you guys understanding what I'm meaning, yeah, shut up. I'm sorry. I'm not saying this in a place of like, oh, how, you know, I just need to shut up and play this game. You know, I'm actually having fun with this. This is pretty cool. It's just, it's a little hard for me. I'm not a huge graphics person, but even I'm like, it's a little too choppy for me. I'm also not a frame rate whore. Like, my games are 30 frames a second. I'm gonna be fine and probably enjoy the game still. Doesn't need to be 60 frames a second. That said, there is a limit of being too low. And sorry, I keep shooting you. This game is a little too low. This game is. If I did an LP, I would need to make it at least like a 25 or 30 frame. And there's a core in RetroArch that can get you there. I think the BSNES Mercury core specifically will get you frame rates that are way smoother than this. I mean, it reports playing at 60 frames, but it's internally not playing at 60 frames, if that makes any sense. You know what? I should use bomb. I have them, and instead of dying, I should use bombs. Yeah. So yeah. Ah! Whoops. See, and even though I recognize that this game is not my favorite, 64 is my favorite, and I recognize the significance, you know, what Nintendo did with this game specifically. I can appreciate it, and I'm still having fun with it. I think that's the big takeaway. You can recognize when something is good and other people like it, and it's got cultural significance, and you can either enjoy it or still not enjoy it. And then for me, I enjoy this, but if it is, I'm enjoying it because I'm having to damn it, play it for a show. This wouldn't, for example, this wouldn't be a game that I just pick up off the shelf to play. That would be 64 for me. So does that make more sense? I hope. I don't know. Okay, you're gonna. Oh, I didn't get all you guys. Okay. No, just take one of those, or not. No. Okay. You know what? Just. Oh, damn it! I'm out of bombs. Okay. Well. What the hell? Wow. This got hard all of a sudden. See, and I'm not used to the controls, the choppiness. Okay, my light just went out. What? But we didn't lose power. But I just lost my light. Okay. Pick this game up if you guys like. I have to end this soon. I don't know what the hell's going on. I know there's power, but did the bulbs burn out? Is that what happened? We've been losing power the last couple of days. Actually, like the last 2 weeks. We haven't lost it for 2 weeks straight, but the last 2 weeks we've been experiencing lots of power loss here in Oregon. Lots of rain. Lots and lots of rain. Pick this up if you like Star Fox 64. If you didn't give this a game a chance like I didn't give it a chance, I still say give it a try, and it might surprise you. It's kind of surprising me right now. I'm trying to ignore that it's super choppy, that it's not playing as smooth as I would like it to be. Again, not a frame rate whore person, but just I also want to have certain amount of playability, and 14, 15 frames a second is really not playable. 30, even 27, 26 is playable. I don't need it to be 60. I don't need it to be exactly 30, but I need it to not be choppy the whole time. Just not sub 20 frames. You're cutting it kind of close. Just saying. Anyways, guys, give this game a chance if you never gave this game a chance. A lot of similarities between this and 64, but 64 is obviously expanded upon. If you guys only played this one and didn't play 64, the very first Let's Play I did on my channel is Star Fox 64. Don't go back and watch it. It is very rough. It's very rough. It was the very first series I did on my channel. So my microphone is crappy and old. My recording methods are very old. The first 3 videos on my channel, I didn't know how to just capture just the game section. I only I could capture the game, but the whole window. So even the top bar was captured, but then I couldn't like crop it out. So then like just a whole mess, and that first that first year or two of me LPing was really rough. It was really rough. Anyways, guys, pick this game up, play it. There's also the Championship Edition, which is like it's a tournament style game that also exists. Star Fox 62 beta ROMs also exist if you want to give Star Fox 2 a try, though it's not like fully completed, and granted, it was never actually released. So take that with a grain of salt as well. Remember, freaks and geeks, play more games, and I will see you next time on RNG. Have a good day.